I never imagined my marriage would end in such a cold and humiliating way. For years, I believed we were solid. We had a home, a son, plans for the future. But in hindsight, I can see all the small cracks that were forming long before everything collapsed. It began with late nights she said were important meetings. Then came the business trips that seemed to pop up almost every other weekend. She'd step outside to take calls, her voice hushed, her face turned away. Whenever I asked if something was wrong, she'd snap that I was being paranoid. A part of me wanted to believe her. I kept telling myself that she was just stressed, that maybe I was overthinking, but that feeling in my gut wouldn't go away. One Friday evening, she told me she was meeting clients for dinner, but she left in such a rush that she forgot to disable location sharing on her phone. A couple of hours later, curiosity got the better of me. I checked the app. My heart started racing when I saw she was at a hotel across town. I sat there for nearly 20 minutes, trying to convince myself I was mistaken. Eventually, I got in the car and drove over. I rehearsed all the ways this could be innocent, but deep down, I already knew. I went up to the room number displayed on her location. My hands were trembling when I knocked. After a few seconds, the door swung open. A man stood there, wearing a shirt I recognized. She had bought it for a colleague's birthday. He looked me right in the eye, almost bored, and said in a calm, flat voice, "She's with me now." Behind him, my wife appeared, not even bothering to look ashamed. Her face was set in this blank, dismissive expression that made something in me break. I didn't scream or beg. I just turned around and walked away. In that moment, everything between us was over. The next days were a blur. I barely slept. But when the shock began to fade, a cold determination settled in. I started gathering every scrap of evidence, her credit card bills, text messages she hadn't deleted, emails. I made copies of everything. When I was ready, I hired a lawyer with an excellent reputation for handling complicated divorces. We filed on the grounds of adultery. Weeks later, we met for the settlement negotiations. My wife and her lover arrived together, acting like they'd already won. He sat across the table from me with that same smug expression. But the moment that truly shifted everything was when their lawyer walked in. He looked professional and confident, until his eyes landed on me. All the color drained from his face. He recognized me instantly. Years ago, I'd been part of an internal investigation that exposed a massive fraud scheme at a company where he had worked as junior counsel. My role in bringing that to light had nearly ended his career. He knew then that I wasn't going to be easy to bully. Suddenly, their tone changed. They tried to push for a quick, quiet settlement, but my lawyer and I held firm. I had no intention of letting them walk away without consequences. In the end, I kept the house and was awarded full custody of my son. The court recognized that she had neglected our child in pursuit of her affair. After the divorce was finalized, I heard that she and her lover moved in together. But it didn't last. He started seeing someone else behind her back, proving he'd never been the man she thought he was. Sometimes, late at night, I still remember standing in that hotel hallway with my heart in my throat. I think of the way she looked at me as if I were already a stranger. But over time, that memory has lost its power to hurt me. Because that was the moment I stopped living in denial. That was the day I started taking my life back. I'm not sure I'll ever understand why she chose to throw everything away. But I do know one thing. I'm stronger than I ever realized. And no one will ever make me feel that small again.